All right, these are live pictures now from Bekkersdal in the West Rand here in Gauteng. You'd see there from where 9 people had been killed and 10 others injured. This bullet-riddled vehicle is believed to have been shot at during this incident. This is obviously going to be one of the forensic materials, if I can, which will be used to try and piece together the puzzle of exactly what kind of weapon was used in this shooting. As you would have seen a bit earlier on, we still had members of the forensics teams combing this particular crime scene in Bekkersdal, where 9 people were killed in a tavern, Kwanokolo, in Bekkersdal. Police have remained on that scene for the past couple of hours now. We do understand that this incident took place at about 1 a.m. this morning, but some of the residents were telling my colleague Calvin Dludla that from about 11 p.m. they heard some gunshots ringing out in the community. And we do apologize for our shots at this stage, our camera person or colleague trying to get to the best shot as possible there to show you exactly what is unfolding at this moment. There is a tow truck, South African Police Service tow truck, which is any moment now going to remove this vehicle from the crime scene, and I guess it will be taken into police, the SABC garage. That's where they're usually taken. At the SABC garage, that is where you would see some of the damage to. That looks absolutely devastating. You could tell the impact of the weaponry that was used in that shooting, with the seats being completely damaged and the car itself riddled with bullets on different sides. And this is as the South African Police Service tow truck will remove that vehicle from the crime scene and, of course, take it to an area for safekeeping where more work is likely to be done on that vehicle to establish if there are any links that police can match. You would recall, of course, in an instance like this where you have bullets that, or a vehicle that is so riddled with gunshots, police would obviously try to establish what kind of firearm was used in this and maybe try to see if there's any link that could be made to a previous crime. I'm just outlining the process at which police would use in an instance like this, because we're hearing from community members that this is not the first instance in Bekkersdal where we've seen such killings are taking place. We're hearing from some of the community members that this could be likely linked to some rival gangs in the area. This is certainly something or question that will be posed to the South African Police Service in terms of what they know. Could this be linked to rival gangs in this particular area? We heard one of the community members say that this is a spillover. There are instances where these rival gangs would fight out in the bushes, but this is now spilled over into an area of enjoyment in Bekkersdal, where 9 people were shot and killed and 10 others were injured in that mass shooting in Bekkersdal. Police, of course, also indicating that at this stage they've assembled a team which is going to investigate this matter and perhaps would be able to get a bit more details at a later stage in terms of how far police's investigations are relating to what has taken place in Bekkersdal. Police had earlier indicated that with regards to this shooting, some of the victims were randomly shot in the streets by these unknown gunmen, we understand. And a bit earlier on, Major General Kekana, who was on or commenting on what we saw a bit earlier on, was that they're investigating the matter, and an experienced team from the South African Police Service will be investigating this matter. These are visuals as you see them live from Bekkersdal on Gauteng's West Rand. And the police are about to remove this vehicle from this location. Part of their investigations, you'll see there, police are still surrounding that vehicle. Unfortunately, that's not in our shot at the moment, but it's part of their investigations to look at the gunshots and exactly what that means in terms of their investigation and how they continue to piece together. That's the SABC tow truck, which will remove this vehicle, which is currently removing this vehicle from this crime scene, which is still active at this stage. Police still investigating the matter. But of course, you know, we've heard from community members, and it is not the first time that we're talking or having a conversation about the crime in Bekkersdal and concerns from community members about rampant violent crime in their area. Members of the SABC police garage towing away a piece of evidence that they would need to comb through or investigate in order for them to try and bring us details of what the outcome of their investigation will be. But there is a manhunt at this stage. We understand from police 12 suspects that police are looking for at this particular stage. And several eyewitnesses, we heard from Major General Kekana, several eyewitnesses' statements were taken from them. And this would relate to what they saw, what they heard, what they may have witnessed during this shooting incident at the Kwanoxolo tavern in Bekkersdal. My colleague Calvin Dludla is still on location there, so we will cross to him just shortly after the top of the hour, and he will give us further details in terms of with some of the exhibits. This would of course be an exhibit that police would be investigating, will form a crucial part of their investigation into what happened, of course accompanied by the statements that would have been given by eyewitnesses and individuals that may have been around that particular area. You'll see these live visuals. You still have right near where you see the emergency services vehicle, you still have those forensics teams that are combing through that area. And with the random shooting that might have taken place there, you can only but imagine the fear of some of the community members surrounding that particular area. So the forensics teams were expecting to be at that location for quite a while now, until, of course, they complete their work relating to these investigations into what happened at the Kwanoxolo, a tavern in Bekkersdal on Gauteng's West Rand. Quite a devastating scene there. We've got a much clearer picture now of where this incident had actually taken place. Emergency services vehicle, as you can see, still on location there, together with a number of those forensics teams, vans and forensic personnel as well, that will have to comb through that crime scene and try to understand what happened here. Absolute devastating scenes of an incident. We understand there were signs of what was going on at about 11:30 last night, and at about 1 a.m. this morning. This is where we believe these 9 individuals were shot and killed, and 10 others injured in this mass shooting on Gauteng's West Rand. All right, in just a moment, let's take a look at what the weather has in store for you. And at the top of the hour, we'll take you back live to Calvin Lula in Bekkersdal. And this is, of course, where residents there are also making accusations, against police following the mass shooting, saying that the police presence is not enough. They want the deployment of the army to that area as a result of ongoing incidents of violent crime in Bekkersdal. Let's take a look at what the weather has in store for us. All right. In fact, let's go to a clip that we obtained a little bit earlier from General Fred Gekana, who earlier spoke on this incident. Let's take a listen to what he told the media.
9 lives lost, 9 people passed on, 10 are seriously injured through gunshot wounds.
Now you are saying that plus minus 10 suspects are the ones that you are looking for.
Yeah, what happened, one of the eyewitnesses who was standing outside at the door, but outside, noticed a white Quantum and a silver Toyota Etios. And out of those 2 vehicles, plus minus 10 males alighted, 9 of them with pistols, 1 of them with AK-47 rifle. They entered the tavern and randomly shot at the patrons unprovoked, and he's one of those who managed to escape. And immediately after they shot people there, they went out. The black Golf that you see, that other people tried to run away, jumped into the Golf. They were also shot and killed. Inside the tavern, it was 3. Just outside there, it's 2. All in total is 5. And 3 other people tried to run away from the tavern. They were also shot. They ran up to the clinic, and unfortunately, on arrival, 3 of them lost their lives.
That was Major General Fred Gekana, who was shedding some light on what police know at this stage in terms of the investigation. I'm going to ask my colleagues just to show you those live visuals that are from Bekkersdal at the moment. That vehicle being towed away now by the SABC tow truck, and that particular vehicle is to be used in the investigation into what happened at the KwaNoxolo informal or tavern, in fact, that's in Bekkersdal. We'll just keep those shots on location for you so you could have a sense of what is taking place. Okay, police are actually removing the police tape at this stage, which would sort of signal for us that the work that they've been doing for the past couple of hours, investigating that particular area, or I'm not quite sure, it seems police are moving the tape. In fact, they're not done. It looks like they're cordoning off where they need to continue doing more work. They've actually pushed back the police tape so that they are able to continue with their work. Quite a large police presence there in order to get to the bottom of what has taken place. That area is now being cordoned off just after that vehicle has been removed. After the vehicle has been removed from that area, gunshot riddled, as the forensic teams continue with their investigations there. Police earlier indicating that they'd launched a manhunt for 12 suspects who killed those 9 people at the KwaNoxolo tavern in Bekkersdal. 10 others injured in that mass shooting. And with the crucial part of the investigations. That vehicle which was towed away a few moments ago, the forensics teams are still investigating. You would have seen that police tape having been brought quite far back, I guess, to keep the community members away from the crime scene. Oh, I actually see on that location, I'm not sure if my eyes are deceiving me, but that looks to be one of the renowned investigators on that scene. Yes, it is indeed Chris Mangena. You'd recall Chris Mangena. We've seen in quite a number of court cases in South Africa. He is a ballistics expert, and that is indeed Chris Mangena, who we've also seen in quite a number of court cases here in South Africa, where he would give expert evidence relating to ballistics. He is on scene at the stage. And of course, part of the investigation would be for the likes of the ballistics expert Chris Mangena to also gather some evidence on or investigate the bullet casings perhaps that they may find at the location, which would give them an idea of what kind of weapon or weapons was used